Now, the Association for Democratic Reforms has dragged the government to the Supreme Court over its alleged misuse of foreign funding laws. Now, the organization claims that the centre is using foreign funding laws to target NGOs, and incidentally, this was the same NGO which won a case in the Delhi High Court against the Congress and the BJP for receiving foreign funds in 2014. Ashmit Kumar is here with all the details. Ashmit, can you take us through the details of this plea?
Well, to appreciate the nuances here, it's important to appreciate the facts, the background, which is the case before the Delhi High Court. There, the Association for Democratic Reforms, which is an NGO, had moved the Delhi High Court. Their primary allegation was that both the Congress as well as the BJP were in violation of the FCRA norm solely because they received donations from TESA as well as Sterlite, which are 100% owned subsidiaries of foreign companies. Now, that was the contention of the NGO, and which was importantly upheld by the Delhi High Court. The Delhi High Court, in fact, had held these contributions by TESA and Sterlite to Congress and the BJP as illegal. In fact, had even authorized action against both these political parties and had given directions to both the Home Ministry as well as the Election Commission to take necessary action within 6 months of the order. Now, it's important to point out that the order was passed in 2014 and we're yet to see any action, and that, in fact, was the same concern expressed today before the Apex Court. Prashant Bhushan, appearing for the ADR in this case, argued that FCRA norms are in place and that their implementation has been stalled to ensure that the two parties in question are not affected. It even went on to argue, pointing a finger directly at the BJP, that the BJP is stalling the implementation of the FCRA as they currently are in power and that they stand to lose. And finally concluding their arguments by stating that FCRA norms are often abused by both these political parties to target NGOs, but these norms are not employed when it comes back to both of them and the political donations received by both these parties. Now, given these concerns expressed, the Supreme Court has decided to take up the matter on an urgent basis on September 14th, and importantly has cautioned both the political parties, both Congress and the BJP, to not seek any adjournment, and has disallowed and will be disallowing any motion for adjournment. So we will be expecting arguments on September 14th, and that's when we can expect more clarity going forward. Thank you.
Right, Ashmit, thanks so much for joining us with all those details. Meanwhile,